Judge Cheng, he ordered 3 coroner investigations where the reports were coming back. Even the reports of my children's sexual abuse, when the worker describes that the kids, there are visual injuries on the children's inner thighs, buttocks, the finger marks, and that's consistent with the descriptions of a rape and sexual abuse, and Judge Cheng did nothing. There was a psychological evaluation also describing the teachers reporting, all their concerns that kids are being held in a garage, that their feet and hands and feet are bright red, that they have a black eyes, coming to school with injuries. And look, I'm grateful for those reports, but I also want to tell you that the East Morchis Elementary School would not report anything on the CPS, but it happened after I went to school. I in my discovery evidence, I noticed 2 letters from Miss Papa and Ren Emin. She was the psychologist. Miss Papa was special education teachers, describing their concerns. And on the day of Tammy's birthday, I went there with 3 gift bags for my children. Miss Emin, the school psychologist, wouldn't even accept them, wouldn't even give them to my children to remind them that their mommy loves them and cares about them. They did not report anything for a year. And I said to them, and I have the emails to prove, if you are not going, if you continue being ignorant towards what has happening to my children and not report it, you are going to be responsible for their lives. If they lose their lives, you're gonna be responsible. And obviously, from the emails that I posted during Valva trial that the principal, Edward Schneier, he was so, I want to say, evil, because he didn't even allow me to see my children for 5 minutes in the presence of their teachers. There was no order that prevented me from seeing them. At that time, there was no order of protection. There was nothing to prevent me from seeing my children at school. And he did not want me to see them. Yeah. His actions, I can't even tell you. A lot of harm was done to my children. A lot. So, trying to see if anything else I want to address, but just want to thank you to all of you who are with us, who are supporting us for prayers, who are fighting for justice in this case. I know many of you treat this case as a basis for other cases, and I'm grateful for that, because ultimately I do feel in my heart that Tammy lost his life to save others. I know he did. He saved his brothers, and he saved obviously Paulina's children, and he saved so many others. Unfortunately, even though this case is so publicly known, we still are fighting for justice. If I have time, I will also want to address the recent conference in my federal case, where there was another attack being done on me, that I increased the settlement demand, which is not true. I instructed my attorney a day before conference to actually lower it, significantly lower it, because I just want a settlement in the case. And that wasn't being addressed with the court, even though I requested for him to address it with the court, address it with defendants. And I'm telling you, the offer that was made by CPS was $3 million, even though allegedly their insurance is $66 million. And I'm saying allegedly because it was never verified by my attorney, even though I asked him to do so. It's only based on the paperwork that was sent to my former attorneys, who tremendously harmed my case. and we don't even have the names of the insurance companies to verify it. But it's difficult when you make simple requests of just verifying information that's not being done by the attorney. It's very difficult to move forward. And the East Moriches Elementary School offered $90,000, even though they insured for $27 million. And $90,000, it's not even a 0.5% of what their insurance coverage is. And I know the crimes that they have done against my children, and I know even $27 million is not enough. So, how can you negotiate that? How can you say, we want a fair settlement if their offer is probably, so humiliating? Even Russo, right, the superintendent, he made almost $250,000, I think, last year, because it's a publicly known disclosure, right? You can check online. So, and county offers $3 million, even though the county executive, what's his name? Ed Romaine, I think. He said he's gonna give increase in pay for CPS case workers who are already making $60,000. So I'm asking, so you want to increase the pay for the abusers of my children, pretty much conducting criminal acts against my children, but you don't want to provide fair settlement to the victims of this horrific abuse. It's beyond imagination. And the legal aid also offered $90,000. Allegedly, their insurance is $2 million. So when you think of that, how much they offer, according to them, fair settlement, it's a joke. Because they know I have to pay one of the third to the attorney, and the former attorneys are also looking for money, because even though the contract was in, they leave the case, if the relation will dissolve, I don't owe them any money, but they still fight for money. They destroy my case. They didn't even serve the paperwork correctly, causing the judge to drop so many state claims against CPS that would have strengthened our case. They purposely did not serve the 20 plus years of experience in law. They don't know how to serve the paperwork. But it was done to benefit defendants, and I prove it in my response to their motion for withdrawal. So, and I will tell you, my counter offer to counties was $10 million, and it was really a fair counter offer. Until this day, my attorney is not responding if he presented that counter offer to the county or not. And when you look at the cases against CPS, less severe in circumstances that they settled for was like between 30 and 40 million. And the child was still alive. Here we have 3 children, 1 brutally murdered, years of abuse, even against me, in regards to CPS case workers. And obviously, they are just presenting humiliating offers to start with. So no justice in this matter. But I pray and I hope that we can come up to some sort of solution, because as a mom of my children, I can't even go back to work. My children are so tremendously harmed. Their wounds are so deep. In majority of the cases, after such horrific sexual abuse and trafficking, children are not able to function. They're just locked in the institutions, and they're being provided with medicine every day. My children are functioning. My children are attending school.